You know, when I do these videos, sometimes I don't give a lot of thought to the title of the video. And then other times I just really struggle, with the title. And I say that because, in part I've got an analytical mind. I have a, I have a very analytical mind. And and I watch throughout the day, throughout the day as I'm going throughout my day and what have you. Every now and then, not too often, maybe a couple times a day, I'll go in and I'll look at my Facebook account, and I want to see how many views a video's gotten. How many views a video's gotten. And and what I've noticed is a couple things. If there's a picture of me and a woman in the video, the views go through the roof. You know, the little thumbnail that you do. So if there is a thumbnail that has like me and a woman, doesn't matter who the woman is, just me and a woman, then the views for the video go up. And the other thing that I've noticed is if I put in something like what a day from hell, or something like that, everybody wants to know what happened. They all want to see, oh my God, what happened? Is Tom okay? Or thank God Tom had a day from hell. Something like that. But it's those two things that seem to really influence the amount of views. And I at the end of the day, I just find it more interesting than anything else as far as how many people how many people out there, I was able to put my face in front of, so to speak. How many people are out there watching my video? But it's just amazing how the internet has evolved over the years. I remember when I first started coming, no, well, when I first came to Budapest, I think we were on 56K dial-up. Remember that time? Remember those days back then? You would load up AOL, and you would hit connect or log in or something like that, and you would hear this little crazy dial tone, and then all of a sudden you'd be connected to the internet, and the next thing you would hear is, "You've got mail," something like that. But and now here I am. I can just come into people's lives just like that, and it's just it really is really is amazing. But anyway, so the thought for today that was going through my mind and led to the subject for today's video, the what was it, 10 minutes of fame or something like that, 10 minutes of fame or something. But so I decided yesterday to take the show on the road, and I went to a Starbucks down on the Danube, and God, it was great. It was great at first because the internet was good, and I was just sitting there, and right out my window was the Danube, and boats going up and down the river, and the castle right over the chain bridge, and just sitting there working. I mean, it was just fantastic. I mean, talk about a great a great day a great way to spend a day's work. Just sitting there watching the boats go up and down the Danube River. Absolutely incredible. But anyway, so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, this man comes across the Starbucks, and he's with, I would assume, his wife, and he's pointing at me, and I have my headphones on, listening to I was listening to John Denver on iHeartRadio. Uh, I'm a sissy kind of guy, I guess, John Denver. But anyway, more about that in a moment. So I'm listening to John Denver, and this man comes across. He's like pointing at me, and I'm like, "What the hell did I do?" And and I take my headset off, and he said, "Aren't you Tom Hall? Aren't you Tom Hall from YouTube?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's me." And I don't remember what he said. I'd like to tell you that he said, "Oh, I'm such a huge fan. We're such big fans." They didn't say that. I think they just said something to the effect of that they've been watching my videos, and well, they love to travel, and they're from the Midlands of England. They're from the Midlands of England, and what a lovely couple. So I chatted with them for the better part of 10 minutes and talked to them a little bit about my videos and what have you. And I asked them, I said, "Now be honest. Have you ever given me a thumbs down?" And they said, "No, no, no, we haven't ever given you a thumbs down." So, and no, I didn't go over to McCafe. Over here, I don't know if they have that in the States. I think they do. But I'm just recycling my coffee cup because the Airbnb here, they've got just tiny little cups for coffee. And I like to get a nice big cup of coffee in the morning. But anyway, so I sat there talking with them, and what a wonderful couple. They're just over here from England, and I always get confused. Is it England or Scotland? Is England and Scotland the same thing as Scotland and England? Or is it? I think it's the United Kingdom. I think it's the United Kingdom, and England is I don't know. Is England I don't know. Somebody help me out. What is England? Is England and the United Kingdom one and the same? And is Scotland in England? Or are they separate? But anyway, but yeah, that it was. It's kind of interesting to go out into the world such as I do and be recognized someplace. It happened to me in I think it was Banff Hot Springs in British Columbia a year or two ago, and I think it happened to me also on the Thousand Islands or something like that cruise in in Canada. But always interesting. And you know what else is interesting is, to some people do the whole YouTube thing, the Instagram thing, the Facebook thing, the social media thing. Some people do the whole social media thing, if in part to be famous, to be recognized, to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody, so to speak. And for me, it's just it's fun. That's all. It's not about being famous. It's not about being recognized. It's not about anything like that, because I it's just never. Fame is something that's never really driven me. Um, but it's interesting, the Instagram, the Instagram thing, for example. I was reading the news last night, and there was some woman on Instagram. People make a whole thing out of it, and they have millions of followers. Some people have millions of followers, and and they follow you everywhere you go. And, and some woman was flying on a plane somewhere, and she did a selfie, and she was flying first class, and she went through all this elaborate uh, effort to take one single picture of her sitting in first class with all these little twinkling lights, around her or something like that. She carried these like Christmas lights onto the plane to stage this one picture, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But anyway, so that was the one. That was it was fun to you individuals, and please forgive me because I forget your names at the moment. But But to the two of you, thanks so much for taking the time to come over and say hi to me. I really, really appreciate it. So what else is happening? Tomorrow is tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm trying to decide what to do on my birthday. And I'm having lunch with Nori, and that'll be nice. Um, and and then well, I'm going to get my hair cut first. To get a haircut here in Budapest, it's a whole different experience than going to Supercuts down in Florida. Not that Supercuts is bad, mind you, but it's just a haircut. Here, when you go to get a haircut, it's an experience. Happy birthday, Tom. Thank you. So here it is here it's an experience. The whole thing is just an incredible experience. And I'm going to go to this place and get my hair cut. And they give you the whole. I think what I liked most about this haircut, if I'm not mistaken, when they're all done giving you the haircut, they give you a head massage. The barber, I mean, he sits there for like 2 or 3 minutes and just gives you this great scalp massage. And but anyway, I could say a joke with that, but I'll refrain. But anyway, so I think I'll get a haircut first, and then I'm going to meet Nori for lunch, and then I think I might pamper myself and go over to the bath. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go to Széchenyi bath, or I'll go to the Gellert bath. Maybe one of the two. And if I go to Gellert bath, they have this outdoor wave machine, like you're in the ocean or something, and it's actually quite a lot of fun. But the Széchenyi bath has got more. They've got more pools, so to speak. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll go to one or the other. And then one of my followers from Debrecen wants me to go listen to some jazz at this little cafe, and there's a surprise waiting for me. So we'll have to see what the surprise is going to be. And so I'll go to the cafe. If there's anybody out there watching these videos that's in Budapest, and you want to join me for an evening for my birthday, just send me a message. Because I think that there are some people here in Budapest that watch these videos. But anyway, so I think that's what I'm going to do for my birthday. And then I got to give a shout out to Oz Down Under, the land of Oz in Australia. So Oz is this guy. For those of you that don't know, Oz is this guy that's been following me for some years now. I don't remember how he first found me, but Oz is this guy that's been following me for years. And he used to always comment and everything like that. And, I reached out to him one time, and in doing so, I think I Skyped him or messaged him or something like that. And I reached out to him, and he turned out to be one of the nicest guys that you could ever meet. And I've developed a friendship with him, similar to well, I don't know if I have a friendship with Skip Smith, but relationship with Skip Smith. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's a friendship, but I like giving Skip Smith a bad time. But anyway, so Oz is just a really super nice guy, and seems like he's from on the surface, it seems like he's quite the family man. He's got a young son that's quite studious, and his wife, and they just bought or built and moved into a beautiful home, and they're just finishing up the tile work on the pool right now, and the whole 9 yards. And Oz has a room ready for me. You know, he has a room ready for me, and he makes it a point of telling me that I can stay as long as I want. You know, I could just move in, I guess, sell my house in Florida and just move in with Oz down in Australia. But I don't know how the visa thing would work. But anyway, so Oz has been telling me about these trips that he takes up to Bali, B-A-L-I, Bali. And he wants me to join him. He wants me to join him in Bali in January. And, you know, I'm a little bit uncertain. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, you know, to go to Indonesia or to Asia, even South America for that matter, Africa. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. Budapest is in my comfort zone. Europe is in my comfort zone. Canada's in my comfort zone. But you know, Australia, New Zealand, they're in my comfort zone. But Indonesia, I'm thinking to myself, wow, don't they have elephants down in Indonesia, like wild elephants? Something like that. But anyway, so Oz wants me to meet him in Bali. And he goes to this place, it's called Seminyak, Seminyak, I think, Seminyak, Bali. So, you know, he called me yesterday wanting me to, seeing if he could nail me down on committing to coming to Bali. And last night I went online and I Googled Bali, Seminyak, Bali. My God, what a beautiful place. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a somewhat of a posh little resort town there in Indonesia, Seminyak, Bali. So he wants me to come down. I guess his cousin owns a villa there, and they have a 3-bedroom. He's going to have a 3-bedroom villa for the better part of 2 weeks, right there in Seminyak. And he wants me to come and he wants me to come and visit with them. And I got to tell you, Oz, if you happen to be watching this video, boy, that, you know, after seeing those pictures, that sounds great. The thought of going down there and getting the forehand massage, getting the forehand massage. Skip Smith's never had a massage. You know, the thought of somebody touching his body, I think, kind of turns him off or something like that. But anyway, so the forehand massage in Bali, wouldn't that be a great YouTube video? So anyway, as the conversation evolved, talking to Oz, we started talking about meeting him in Bali and then catching a flight to Melbourne with him at the end of January, and chilling out and putting some shrimp on the Barbie for the Super Bowl, and watching the Super Bowl on his new big flat screen 4K TV there in his new home. And it would actually be on a Monday afternoon. The Super Bowl starts down there on a Monday afternoon at about 12 o'clock, something crazy like that. But that is the thought process of a potential trip, you know, up ahead. But anyway, but for right now, thinking about the present, I woke up this morning at about 3:30, believe it or not, and I found myself thinking that surely there's got to be more to Budapest than Starbucks Cafe. And I went on Google Maps and I typed in coffee shops near me or something like that. And I saw this list of all these markers all over Budapest. And then there were these little buttons across the top. And some of them said, you know, like there was a button that said top rated. So I thought, and I clicked on top rated. And it narrowed down the search to all the top rated cafes or coffee shops in Budapest. And my God, what a selection. I've been living in this little Starbucks world for bubble for so long. Maybe I need to get out and experience life, so to speak. But if you get a chance, go on your phone and do the same thing. Just go to Google Maps and type in Budapest coffee shops or something, and look at some of these places. And my God, the sweets, the cakes, and the pastries and everything that they have in some of these coffee shops is just mind blowing, out of this world. So I may actually do that. But anyway, the other thing that I was thinking about was that I was thinking about, am I crazy sitting here at 4 o'clock in the morning doing my work? Or is it just drive? Is it motivation? Is it craziness, or is it just drive? And it's interesting, the saying that the day you find a job doing what you love is the last day you'll work for the rest of your life. And I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do, and what I'm doing right now is just absolutely, if only in my opinion, just absolutely incredible. And so I'll wake up early, like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and my fingers start, itching, and it's like I want to get to the keyboard, and I want to start taking what's in my head and putting it on the screen, so to speak. And there's a gentleman down in Florida. His name is Bob. And Bob, you're headed down the same path that I am, as far as your ambitions to do the web stuff. And you got to have this drive. If you want to get to where, who is this? Don't let your blue tube head get too big. Medium size is okay. All right, Daryl. So, but Bob, you know what? You got to have this drive. Either you have the drive or you don't have the drive. Either you have the fire lit under your ass or you don't have the fire lit under your ass. And I think the big difference between people that well, I'm not going to say make it or not, but either if you're going to be self-employed, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you've got to have the drive. You got to have the motivation. And if you don't have that, it's going to be a constant struggle. But it's still a struggle sometimes, even with the drive and the motivation. But anyway, so that's probably about it for the day. Hope everybody out there is having a great day, and take good care. All right, bye bye.